people start to realize our differences aren't as big as they seem.
I couldn't really understand the magnitude of what was going on.
I know a lot of people were affected.
You know, it's still that divide.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network and Wish TV, this is Our City, Our Voice.
You look a lot different at it.
Everybody was kind of spinning about what it was and what was happening.
Everything's changed.
Everything's changed.
Sparking discussion to ignite change. That's the goal of the Indiana Youth Institute's 2025 Kids Count Data Book.
Now it outlines trends affecting kids right here in Marion County and across the state. News 8's multicultural reporter Malia Van Ostrand breaks down the data for us.
Bombas makes the most comfortable socks, underwear, and T-shirts.
Warning, Bombas are so absurdly comfortable you may throw out all your other clothes.
Sorry, do we legally have to say that?
No, this is just how I talk, and I really love my Bombas.
They do feel that good. And they do good, too. One item purchased equals one item donated.
To feel good and do good, go to bombas.com/Wondery and use code Wondery for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/Wondery and use code Wondery at checkout.
This message comes from Greenlight. Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest with your guardrails in place. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Join millions of parents and kids building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get started risk-free at greenlight.com/Wondery.
Health and education to financial stability and family support, the report gives a detailed account of what life is like for kids in Marion County.
Putting together the data book is actually like a 6-month process. We start in the late summer to pull and source all the data from hundreds of indicators, well over a dozen sources. We try to source as much local recent data as possible.
The report ranks Indiana 27th in the country for overall child well-being. It found that access to exercise opportunities in Marion County is at 91% compared to 76% statewide. The report also sees a decrease in substance abuse for 7th to 12th graders.
Every substance that we track in the data, alcohol use to cigarette smoke, every single one of those measures is down compared to 2 years ago, indicating that students are using less substances as teenagers and those young adults, which also has tremendous impacts for their academic success, for their overall health and general well-being.
But there are still challenges that Marion County youth faces. One of the biggest is mental health, a problem that increased during the pandemic.
They're reporting that they are sad or hopeless for more than 2 weeks in a row and they can't do their normal activities. That's well over 30% here in Marion County, which while that is a decrease from 2 years ago, that's still over 30% of our kids that are feeling really sad and hopeless, and that's too many.
As Haynes sees it, data is just a number in a book until you do something with it. She hopes that the presentation at the Edna Martin Christian Center sparks more conversations that can make a difference.
Some youth workers will take this data right back and think, yes, I know how I can implement, or I know how this relates to a program that I'm implementing in my program right now. A lot of folks will also use it for grants that they're writing or that they're reporting for to request funds for future programming for kids. And then also thinking about what larger changes do we need to make to impact something like mental health or improve literacy.
The Indiana Youth Institute plans to travel to other regions across Indiana to give local data about kids to community leaders and advocates.
Discover more at wishtv.com. And when you follow Wish TV on Facebook, check out more podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.